You know, the Joker isn't just some comic book villain. He's something bigger. Every time an actor takes on that role, it's like they're stepping into pure chaos. The Joker is messy, unpredictable, and kind of scary in a way that feels real. But here's what makes him so fascinating: each version is different. Some Jokers are funny and campy, others are dark and haunting, and a few, well, let's just say they didn't exactly hit the mark. And that's what we're diving into today. We're ranking all 6 live-action Jokers from worst to best. Now, I know everyone has their own favorite, and trust me, I want to hear your ranking at the end, because this is one of those debates that never really ends. But as we go through this, you'll see exactly why one Joker stands above the rest, and why some versions just didn't quite work out the way fans hoped. So, let's talk about Jared Leto. Honestly, we have to get him out of the way first. His Joker in Suicide Squad was interesting. And not in the good way. When people first saw the promo pictures, the reaction was instant. The tattoos, the silver teeth, that big, damaged tattoo across his forehead, it just didn't feel right. Fans had been waiting for years to see a new live-action Joker, and this was the big reveal? It was bold, sure, but not exactly in the best way. Now, to be fair, Jared really committed. He's known for his method acting, and he took it to another level here. He sent bizarre gifts to his castmates during filming, things like a live rat, bullets, and even used condoms. Some actors laughed it off, others found it creepy. Either way, it grabbed attention. The problem was, when the movie came out, his Joker didn't feel like the heart of the story. He was more like a flashy side character, popping in here and there without really leaving a mark. And for a character as iconic as the Joker, that's a big disappointment. It's not that Leto isn't talented, he's proven he is in other roles. But his Joker just didn't connect the way the others did. And because of that, he lands at the bottom of the list. Now let's move on to Barry Keoghan. He popped up as the Joker in the Batman in 2022, but only for a very short scene. And I mean short. We barely got to see him, just enough to know he was there. His version looked scarred, unsettling, and honestly pretty creepy. Some fans loved it and said, wow, this could be something big in the future. Others weren't so sure, saying, maybe we need to see more before making a judgment. And that's really the thing with Barry's Joker, we don't have enough to fully rank him higher. It's kind of like tasting a sample at an ice cream shop. You get a little bite, and maybe it's good, maybe it's not, but you just don't know until you try a full scoop. Barry definitely has potential, and if we see more of him in the next Batman movies, maybe he'll climb up the rankings. But for now, he sits lower on the list, simply because we don't have enough to go on. Now let's take a trip back to the 1960s with Cesar Romero. His Joker was unlike anything we see today. He wasn't scary or dark, he was colorful, goofy, and full of campy fun. Back then, Batman was a TV show aimed at families, and Romero's Joker fit right in. He wore that bright purple suit, had a huge grin, and laughed constantly. And here's the best part, he refused to shave his mustache for the role, so the makeup team just painted over it. And you could still see it. It became this weird little quirk that fans actually loved. Now, compared to the later Jokers, Romero's version isn't terrifying at all. He's not the kind of Joker who would give you nightmares. But he was important. He was the first actor to bring the Joker to life on screen in a big way. And without him, who knows if the Joker would have even become the cultural phenomenon he is today. Romero showed that the Joker could be larger than life, memorable, and totally entertaining. For that reason, even if his version feels silly now, he absolutely deserves respect. Fast forward to 1989, and we get Jack Nicholson in Tim Burton's Batman. This was the Joker's big return to the big screen, and wow, Nicholson made an entrance. His Joker was wild, unpredictable, and honestly a little scary, but in that fun kind of way. Nicholson brought so much personality to the role. He was charming one second, terrifying the next. He had that big grin, that iconic laugh, and he completely owned every scene he was in. In fact, some people say Nicholson's Joker actually overshadowed Batman himself in the movie. And they're not wrong. Whenever the Joker was on screen, you couldn't look away. He had this perfect mix of being funny and dangerous, which made him unforgettable. Nicholson took what Romero started and cranked it up to 11. He made the Joker cool, scary, and impossible to ignore. And for years, people thought no one could ever top his version. But then came Joaquin Phoenix in 2019. His Joker wasn't just another villain, he was a full-blown character study. Instead of dropping us right into Gotham's chaos, the film showed us Arthur Fleck, a man struggling with mental illness, loneliness, and rejection. We watched him slowly unravel, piece by piece, until he became the Joker. And it was heartbreaking. Joaquin Phoenix gave us a Joker that didn't just feel like a performance, it felt like real life unfolding in front of our eyes. His version wasn't exaggerated, it wasn't cartoonish, and it didn't feel like a character pulled straight out of a comic book. Instead, it was stripped down, raw, and painfully human. Watching him on screen, you almost forgot you were watching a movie. It was that convincing. The laugh alone tells you everything you need to know. It wasn't the classic evil Joker laugh we'd seen before. It was awkward, broken, and uncomfortable. The kind of laugh that makes you squirm in your seat because it feels wrong, but at the same time, it feels so real. You could tell it came from a place of pain, not joy. It was like his body forced him to laugh when he didn't want to, and that made it so unsettling. And then there's that bathroom dance. You know the one. Arthur Fleck, after committing his first violent act, goes into a grimy bathroom and starts moving to music only he can hear. He sways, spins, stretches his arms. It's strange, but it's hypnotic. That moment wasn't in the script, by the way. Phoenix improvised it, and it turned into one of the most powerful scenes in the entire film. It was his way of showing Arthur slowly transforming into the Joker, letting go of the man he used to be and embracing something darker. That's cinema history right there. And then we get to his big moment on stage. When Arthur finally becomes the Joker in front of an audience, you can feel every ounce of loneliness, rejection, and rage pouring out of him. He's not just trying to be funny, he's finally letting the world see who he really is. And whether you sympathize with him or fear him, you can't look away. That's the magic of Phoenix's performance. It hits you in the gut and stays with you long after the credits roll. The world noticed, too. Joaquin Phoenix won an Oscar for his role, which is something no other Joker actor had done before. Think about that for a second. Out of all the versions we've seen, his stood out so much that it wasn't just loved by fans, it was recognized as one of the best performances in film. Period. And while his Joker might not match the exact comic book version fans grew up with, it gave us something new. Something different. Something unforgettable. And that's why his take on the Joker will always stand as one of the most powerful interpretations we've ever seen. But of course, when we talk about the Joker, there's one name that always comes up at the very top. Heath Ledger. His performance in The Dark Knight isn't just considered the best Joker, it's considered one of the greatest performances in cinema history. From the very first moment he appears on screen, Ledger's Joker pulls you in. Remember that mob meeting? He strolls in, casual, unbothered, and within seconds he pulls off the infamous magic trick, making a pencil disappear. It's violent, it's shocking, but it's also weirdly funny. And in that moment, you know exactly what kind of character you're dealing with. This Joker is unpredictable. He's clever. He's terrifying. And he's about to change everything. Ledger's Joker wasn't just another criminal or villain trying to get rich or take over Gotham. He was something much scarier. He didn't want money, he didn't want power, he wanted chaos. Pure, unfiltered chaos. He wanted to watch the world burn, and the scariest part was, you believed him. The voice he used, that eerie mix of high-pitched and gravelly tones, sent shivers down your spine. The way he licked his lips, the unsettling mannerisms, the way his makeup looked smeared and imperfect, it all added to this feeling that he was real. Not polished, not theatrical, but real. And that's what made him so unforgettable. Every scene he was in felt dangerous. You never knew what he was going to do next. One second he was cracking a joke, the next he was threatening someone's life. That unpredictability kept you on the edge of your seat. And unlike other versions of the Joker, Ledger's felt possible. He didn't seem like a comic book character anymore. He seemed like someone who could actually exist in the real world. That's what made it so chilling. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize just how much work Ledger put into the role. He didn't just show up and start laughing maniacally. He locked himself in a hotel room for weeks, completely isolating himself, to prepare. During that time, he kept a diary as the Joker. He filled it with disturbing thoughts, sketches, and ideas to get inside the character's mind. That's where he developed that unforgettable voice, those creepy little habits, and that sense of menace that oozed out of every scene. It wasn't random. It was carefully crafted, every detail thought out. And it paid off in ways no one could have predicted. Even now, more than a decade later, people still quote his lines. They still share his scenes. They still talk about how his performance changed not only the character of the Joker but the entire superhero genre. Ledger didn't just play the Joker. He redefined him forever. And that's why, without question, he sits at number 1. But here's something a lot of fans might not know, playing the Joker isn't easy. It's not just about wearing clown makeup or delivering dark jokes. It takes a toll on the actors who step into those shoes. The Joker is chaos, madness, and darkness all rolled into one. To play him convincingly, you have to go to some very uncomfortable places. Joaquin Phoenix talked openly about how much the role affected him. He lost a huge amount of weight to play Arthur Fleck, which left him weak and drained. He isolated himself from people, spending time alone to really feel Arthur's loneliness. It wasn't just acting, it was living that pain day after day. Heath Ledger's preparation, as we mentioned, involved locking himself away and immersing himself in the Joker's world. That kind of isolation and intensity can push anyone to their limits. Even Jared Leto, for all the criticism his Joker gets, admitted the role messed with his head. He dove so deep into the character that he started acting out in bizarre ways, blurring the line between himself and the Joker. And that's the thing. The Joker isn't just another role. He's a character that pulls you into chaos. He forces you to explore parts of yourself you might not want to touch. He's uncomfortable, disturbing, and dangerous. And that's why, when you see a great Joker performance, it feels so powerful. Because you're not just watching someone act, you're watching someone become chaos itself. So the next time you watch a Joker performance, keep that in mind. Think about the pain, the work, the creativity, and the sacrifice that went into it. It's not just about a creepy laugh or a purple suit. It's about stepping into madness and somehow finding your way back. And not every actor can do that. That's what makes it so special when it's done right. Now, I want to hear from you. Who's your favorite Joker? Do you agree that Heath Ledger deserves the top spot, or do you think Joaquin Phoenix should take the crown? Maybe you've got a soft spot for Jack Nicholson's larger-than-life version, or maybe you love the campy fun of Cesar Romero. There's no wrong answer here, it's all about what connected with you. Drop your ranking in the comments below. I can't wait to see how everyone's lists compare, because this is one of those debates that always sparks great conversations. And if you had fun with this ranking, I've got another video you're going to love. It's all about the darkest Batman moments ever caught on screen. Trust me, if you thought the Joker was intense, wait until you see some of the things Batman has gone through. It's just as wild, and it'll give you a whole new appreciation for why these stories mean so much to fans. So, if you enjoyed hanging out with me today, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, it really helps the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we've got plenty more deep dives into pop culture coming your way. And hey, share this video with a friend who can't stop quoting the Joker. You know they'll love it. Thanks for spending this time with me, and remember, why so serious?